Welcome back, Carla and friends and family. Today I'm doing cake, so that's going to be a good thing. I'm making lemon cake. This is Ina Garten, Barefoot Contessa's recipe. It's lemon cake, so obviously we need lemons. We need a whole lot of lemons. So I've got 10 lemons here. We're going to be using the juice from this and also the zest from that. We're going to need all-purpose flour, not self-rising, but all-purpose, and with that, a little bit of baking soda, a little bit of baking powder. You need a little bit of buttermilk at room temperature, 2 sticks of butter at room temperature. I set these out this morning so they're nice and soft. 4 extra large eggs at room temperature, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of kosher salt. Gonna need regular sugar, and we're also going to need some confectioner sugar to go with that. A little bit of Crisco to grease the pans. The loaf pans are going in. These are going into 8-inch loaf pans, so you're going to need 2. It makes 2 of these. 2 8-inch loaf pans that we're going to flour down, and we'll grease them first with the Crisco and then flour to help it not stick. So I'm going to start with the lemons. Getting ready for the lemons. Lemons are going to serve 2 purposes here. We're going to use the zest of the lemon, being the skin, yellow skin of the lemon. We're also going to use the lemon juice, so we're going to need that. And I did go ahead and flour my loaf pans, and by doing that, you just spread some Crisco in it. I used a paper towel and spread Crisco around it, and then sprinkle flour in it, so it's floured and ready to go for the batter when I'm done. Now, to zest the lemon, you need a grater. I've got a microplane here. If you don't have one of those, you can use like a box grater or something like that. You want the fine side if you're using a box grater. I'm going to use the microplane here, and what you want to do is just get the yellow part. You don't want to get the white pith of the lemon on it. And you just basically take your grater and do that with it. And I need 1/3 cup of this. So this is going to take a while. That's why I have a whole bunch of lemons here. And we're just going around the lemon with the grater. Like I said, just the yellow part, not the white part, because the white part is bitter and you don't want that in a cake. This is a microplane grater right here, and quite handy, but I have to warn you, this thing is very, very sharp. If you take your fingers and run it over in that direction, it's fine. The other way, it is razor sharp, and if you're not careful, you rub your fingers on that, you will wind up with some bloody fingers, and we don't want that in our cake. So just going around the lemon like this. Alright, so that's 1 lemon. That's not 1/3 cup, so it's going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going with this, and I will be back once I get these done. Okay, I've taken the zest off the lemons, and the reason you want the zest is because this is where the lemon oil is actually located. So that's the zest of 10 lemons. So now I have that zest, and I have 10 naked lemons laying on my counter. Next thing I need is lemon juice, freshly squeezed. And we need a whole bunch of this. This is a very lemony cake. So grab my citrus, do it over here, and we're going to juice the lemons. First of all, I need 3/4 cup for this part, and I need more lemon juice later on because it's a very lemony cake. And I'm just using a strainer to keep the seeds out of the juice. Toss those over there. I can do this without getting lemon juice in my eyes. Usually the strainer keeps the seeds and the pulp out, so you just get the juice into the bowl itself. That's 2 lemons. Let's see where we're at measurement wise. That's about maybe a 1/4 of a cup. So I'm going to keep juicing lemons and then we'll be right back. Okay, got my lemons juiced here and I've got a substantial amount. I've got more lemons waiting. We're going to need more juice a little bit later on. Got some lemon zest. Right now in this bowl we're going to put the flour, baking soda, baking powder, and kosher salt into one bowl. So let me do that. One cup. Two cups. All right, 3 cups of flour. Of course, I'm getting flour everywhere, so that's par for the situation. All right, to that I need to add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Grab that. Okay, into that bowl. And then I need 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, that's done. We're going to set that bowl off to the side for a moment. And then in the other bowl, I'm going to need the buttermilk. So I need 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk at room temperature. I need 1/4 of a cup of the lemon juice that I just squeezed. So let me grab my measuring cups here. That's a 1/4 cup. And there's something else. Oh, vanilla. Vanilla. There's the vanilla. Okay. I need 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. One day I will learn to open things before I start filming. But not today. Okay. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That's a half teaspoon. Need that. Okay. So now I've got dry mix and I've got wet mix. Okay. Up next, we break out the machinery. Okay. Time to get down to business now. So in the mixer, we're first going to start off with the softened butter. This is very, very soft. I'm going to put this into the mixing bowl. 2 sticks. There's 1. Alright, there's 2. And then I'm going to need 2.5 cups of, well, 2 cups of sugar for this part. So measure that out. One cup. Okay, 2 cups. Lower the lid, lock it down. Started off on slow speed first. And then once it gets going, we'll move it up a little bit higher. And that's going to mix till it's light and fluffy for about 5 minutes. Okay. The butter and the sugar are now creamed together. They're nice and fluffy as per directions. And next up, we're going to add the lemon zest and the eggs. But first, I got to tell you that Big Blue here is a new addition to the family. And in case you're wondering what I did before I had Big Blue, well, I have watched MacGyver, and I'm pretty resourceful. So before I got this, well, I had one of these, and I have one of these. Put the 2 together, and you have a hand mixer. Hey, pretty clever, and it works. Okay, so just in case you need that, there you go. Alright, so now we're going to add the eggs to this, 1 at a time, and the lemon zest. And I got a little complaint with the egg department here because these are supposed to be extra large eggs, and if you look at that, they're not equal. Linda, my friend at work, frequently brings me eggs, and but apparently her chickens are on strike right now, so I had to buy eggs. So had to do with that. So anyway, 1 egg at a time. So I'm gonna crack that open. Turn the on low speed. Add the eggs. last egg in. And add the lemon zest to this. That blend, let's speed up a little bit. Get that all mixed in really well. Next we're going to add the flour and the buttermilk mixture. We're going to do these in parts and pieces. And the way it goes is flour, milk, flour, milk, flour. So flour comes out last, the first and last. So I'm going to add these gradually as blending here. Flour. Finish up with the buttermilk mixture and the vanilla. And then the remaining flour. Okay, we'll let that blend for a little bit and clean off the mixer, and we'll be back and start baking. The batter's thoroughly mixed now, so we're going to lift the lid, and this is going to go into our 2 pans. Big spoon here. Actually, half of this will go in this pan. pan. And the oven's ready. Smooth that out a bit. See if I can get the extra off this. Alright, so now those are going to go into 350 degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour until they're done, and we'll test them with the cake tester to make sure they're done, and then we'll finish off with the icing and glazing on top. The cakes are coming along nicely. They got about 10 minutes left in the oven, and what we're doing now is we're going to make basically a lemon syrup that's going to go over the top of that. And I've just got 2 cups of, half a cup of just regular sugar in a little saucepan, and half a cup of the lemon juice that we made earlier where we squeezed the lemon. So we're just going to stir this around until the sugar basically dissolves with the lemon juice, and it's going to make a syrup. This is going to get poured over the top of the cake. We're just going to heat this up in my little saucepan till the sugar dissolves, basically. This is going to get spooned over the top of the cake, and then on top of that is going to go a glaze with more lemon juice. So just stir this around so it doesn't burn. And let's keep stirring because you do not want the sugar to burn in the pot. So just keep stirring. And there you can see the sugar is pretty much dissolved there, so that is ready to go. So that'll be ready to spoon on top of the cakes as soon as they come out of the oven. Okay, cakes are done. I've taken them out of the pans. I put them on a rack, on a sheet pan to let them cool off, dust off some of the excess flour there. And I'm going to take the lemon syrup that we made earlier, and basically we're just going to brush this across the top. It's my timer telling me my cakes are done. Thank you very much. We're just basically brushing this. This is just a pastry brush across the top of the cake. Putting this on fairly generously on both of the cakes. This recipe does make 2 cakes. It's soaking it up pretty well, actually. So I'm just going to keep putting it on until I'm all out of the lemon syrup. Okay, like such. So those are nice and glazed now with the syrup, and we're going to let the cakes cool for about 10 minutes, and then we will add the glaze that goes on top. Alright, the final step to our lemon cake is going to be the glaze that goes on top. So what I've got here is 2 cups of the powdered or confectioner sugar, and the remainder of our lemon juice that I squeezed earlier. Put that in the bowl. We're going to mix that together. And in case you were wondering about the validity of my handy dandy little mixer, I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to mix this together. Blend that up really well. There we go. See, it actually works. You thought I was joking, didn't you? But I wasn't. I was serious. So we're just going to take this, going to get another pastry brush, and then this is going to go on top of the cakes. Just brushing that on the top. So all nice and soaked in. Then we'll just drizzle the rest over the top of that. And this is why we got the cakes on our rack on the pan to catch all that stuff, so we don't make a huge freaking mess, which I am really good at. Alright, and just pour over the top then. Like such. And we're all done. Nice lemony cake. It's got lemon juice, a whole lot of lemon juice, lemon zest. It's a very lemony cake, but it is really, really, really good. So give it a try. It's really, really tasty, and I think you'll like this one. So enjoy.